If you bought a laptop in the last 3 years, this video is going to cost you some sleep. Most people buying laptops have never once asked what is actually inside the machine they just paid for. The laptop industry runs on one thing: your complete ignorance of the numbers. Every brand on this list is counting on you never doing the math. The moment you do, the entire game falls apart. 5 brands, each one exposed by the gap between what it costs to build and what you are handing over at the checkout. And 3 brands at the end that are actually worth your money. Let us start with the one hiding in plain sight. In 2008, Apple slid the first MacBook Air out of a manila envelope and changed the rules overnight. Suddenly, every laptop maker was chasing thinness, racing to flatten their machines for magazine covers and retail displays. By 2015, the industry had crossed a line, with RAM and storage soldered directly to the board. No more slots, no more upgrades, no more second chances. The promise was speed and elegance, but the reality was a locked box. One wrong choice at checkout, and you are stuck for life. In 2024, the PIRG report, Failing the Fix, stamped a D- on most major brands, calling out the chokehold on repairability and the rising cost of even basic fixes. What started as a design trend became a business model. Make laptops thinner, make them harder to fix, and make sure the only upgrade path leads straight back to the register. A Dell Inspiron sits on a kitchen table, bought with the hope of years of reliable use. The sticker price was $649. But inside, the numbers tell a different story. Teardowns from Tech Insights and iFixit pin the component cost at just $250 to $290. Add $20 for assembly, and the math is brutal. Dell pockets more than $300 before the box even leaves the factory. The customer, expecting a solid machine, is handed a warranty booklet instead. When a charging port fails or a trackpad goes dead, the service center offers a Kafkaesque loop, weeks of waiting, endless forms, and a bill that makes the original price sting all over again. The upgrade myth falls apart fast. RAM slots exist, but only if you pay for the right trim. The rest must live with what they chose on day one. Dell's profit does not come from better parts or longer life. It comes from the gap between hope and reality, and from every buyer who trusted the name without checking the numbers. Acer's Aspire series promises more for less: a sleek design, a full-size keyboard, and a price tag that rarely tops $650. But the math behind that bargain tells a different story. Teardowns put the bill of materials between $110 and $130, with another $15 for assembly. The rest is margin, not magic. Yet the real cost arrives later. Consumer Reports found that 60 to 70% of Aspire laptops suffer hinge failure within 18 months. That is not a fluke. Wirecutter's lab tests saw almost 3/4 of units develop hinge play or outright break before 2 years. Acer's standard warranty quietly excludes mechanical damage from normal hinge wear. If the hinge snaps, the repair bill can swallow half the original price. A budget laptop that self-destructs is no bargain at all. For buyers lured by the low sticker, the hidden price comes due in the service center, again and again. MSI sells the dream of affordable gaming, but behind the neon branding and esports sponsorships lies a different reality. Their mainstream consumer line, often priced between $700 and $1,100, hides a bill of materials that rarely breaks $250. The numbers are stark. A $40 TG-PRTX 4050 GPU, throttled to keep heat down and battery life up, delivers only a fraction of the performance buyers expect. Gamers who thought they had found a budget powerhouse discover frame rates dropping by 12 to 15% after just a few minutes of real play. Thermal inconsistencies are not a rare defect. They are built in, with independent labs finding that nearly a third of units suffer from poor thermal paste application, adding another 22% to performance loss under sustained load. The box promises speed, but the hardware is engineered for limits. The HP Pavilion series tells a similar story, but swaps gaming hype for small business polish. Retail prices hit $500 to $850, while the teardown math hovers around $155 to $180. The rest funds a marketing machine. $280 million in ad spend last year alone saturated airwaves and web banners with polished promises. Under the surface, the keyboards fail at a rate 22% higher than comparable brands, sending owners back to service centers with dead keys and ghosting issues. The warranty dance begins, slow, opaque, and never quite free. HP does not pay for better switches. It pays for better slogans. Both MSI and HP prove that you are not buying engineering, you are buying the illusion of reliability, performance, and support. And every dollar above the true build cost is a toll for crossing that branded bridge. A base model MacBook Air sits on the checkout page. The price is $1,099. Under the aluminum, the numbers tell a colder story. Teardowns peg the bill of materials between $245 and $285, with another $30 to bolt it all together. That is less than a third of what Apple collects before a single box leaves the warehouse. But the real toll is not at purchase, it is in the fine print. Need more memory? Apple demands $200 for an extra 8 gigabytes of RAM, soldered in at the factory. Decide later that 256 gigabytes of storage is too tight? The SSD is fused to the board. If it fails, a repair quote runs $600 to $750, nearly the cost of a new machine. No third-party fix, no cheap upgrade, no escape. Every choice is a one-way door, and every mistake is a profit center. For the creative freelancer, the student, the loyal Apple user, the ecosystem becomes a velvet cage. Photos, projects, and passwords are locked to a single serial number, and upgrade paths are blocked by design. The retail math is simple. The cost of loyalty is measured in dollars, frustration, and the slow realization that the only upgrade Apple wants you to make is to another MacBook Air. Comment below. What is the laptop you wish you had not bought? Every markup hides a compromise, whether in hardware, lifespan, or trust. Today, the real cost isn't dollars, but control. The brands win when you stop asking questions. Comment below. Which laptop do you regret buying?